Welcome back, students. Today our topic is electrostatic potential energy of a dipole in uniform electric field. Let us consider a uniform electric field. As a uniform electric field, represented by the vector E, and we have placed a dipole in this uniform electric field. So dipole is placed here at point A, which is minus Q, and it is there at point B, which is plus Q. This is dipole we have placed, and it inclines at an angle theta, and you know this is the midpoint of the dipole, and so the distance from the midpoint of the dipole is A and A, and this is going to be the perpendicular distance of the dipole, and this perpendicular distance here it is represented as 2A sin theta, and this distance is represented as 2A cos theta from the triangle. So here it is theta, we have marked here it is theta, and so this angle also to be theta. So from the triangular law we can just find out what is sin theta and what is cos theta. Okay, yes, and so we are getting this distance as 2A cos theta and perpendicular distance as 2A sin theta. Now the dipole is placed in the uniform electric field, and you know definitely that dipole will experience a torque when it is placed in the field E vector, and this torque will rotate the dipole to align it with the direction of the electric field. Dipole will be rotated in the direction of electric field. So to rotate this dipole with a constant angular velocity, say from the angle theta dash to theta, against the torque exerted by the electric field, an equal and opposite external torque must be applied on the dipole. So an equal and opposite external torque must be applied. Then this is the external torque which is equal and opposite to the torque existing due to the electric field. So here they are equal in magnitude. Yeah, both are equal in magnitude. So there will be the work done by the external torque to rotate, as I said, from angle theta dash to theta at constant angular velocity. When you represent that work done by W, it is to be integrated to find out work done as a whole. So anything to find out as a whole, integration technique must be applied. So it is tau external d theta, and you know this tau E vector, we have learnt in previous section that it is P vector cross E vector modulus. So shall we write here, it is integral theta dash to theta, instead of tau external we write it is equal to tau due to electric field. Okay, so we can write this P vector cross E vector is PE sin theta. Since A cross B vector AB sin theta, I know, so we apply that PE sin theta. Already d theta is present here. So we have to integrate it. We have to integrate, and we must apply the limit to it. Let us integrate. So when we integrate, what is sin theta d theta? Here PE is kept constant. Sin theta d theta is cos theta, and here limit is theta dash to theta. That's the work done W. So when we apply limits, it is PE cos theta dash minus PE cos theta. So PE is taken common here. So this is what is the work done, and this work done is equal and opposite to the torque due to electric field. Okay, and this work done is here it is equal to the potential difference between the angular positions theta and theta dash. So this work done can be written as the potential energy difference. This work done W is equal to the potential energy difference U, which is represented by U, and this is equal to the potential difference, potential difference, and so it can be written as potential at the angle theta with the potential due to angle theta dash, that is represented as del U. Shall we write the expression for del U as del U is equal to PE cos theta minus cos theta dash. Okay, so when we write it, we get it is here cos theta dash minus cos theta, and so we get minus PE cos theta plus PE cos theta dash. Suppose if we place, if this angle theta dash is taken 90 degree, which is the initial angle. When you substitute 90 degree here in cos theta dash, why we have taken this as a reference point, as an initial angle, reference point. So when you substitute the value of theta dash here, we get only minus PE cos theta plus PE cos 90. You know very well that this value is going to be 0. So we get here that potential energy difference or potential energy stored, it's equal to minus PE cos theta. Hope you have studied about the dot product. So this cos theta can be expressed as dot product of P vector dot E vector, which is equal to PE cos theta. You know students, dot product is always a scalar quantity. You must keep in your mind, and this is a scalar, right? Yes. Here, in addition to P and E, the potential energy means here it not only depends on P and E, also it depends on this orientation of the electric dipole with respect to the external electric field. Okay, let us ask you another question. Let us ask another question. When will be the potential energy maximum? Yes, here from this expression we understand that if theta is equal to 180 degree, substitute the value of theta 180 degree, that is pi, then we get U is equal to minus PE cos 180 degree. What's the value of cos 180 degree? It is minus 1. Cos 180 is minus 1. So minus PE of minus 1. So it is PE. That means it gets the positive value, then it will be maximum. Potential energy is maximum when the dipole is aligned anti-parallel. There is a word that anti-parallel. When it is an anti-parallel, the condition is that theta is substituted as 180 degree. Okay. Then when it will be minimum, when the dipole is aligned parallel. Yeah. Then that case theta becomes 0. When theta is equal to 0, then we get potential energy is minimum, as we substitute PE cos, already minus PE cos theta, theta is 0, and so it is minus PE, that is the minimum value of the potential energy. It is minimum. Okay, hope you have understood. Let us move on to the next topic about electric flux. Electric flux. Flux. Here we know very well about, if there is an isolated charge, there will be a number of field lines existing around the charge. More number of, any number of field lines exist. Yeah. So all directed outwards. Why? Positive charge. So field is directed outwards. Now let us take here any area of any area, taking an area as E. This is an area placed. Here we need to find out what is the number of electric field lines crossing the given area. Crossing the given area, which is kept normal to the electric field lines. The position is to be normal to the field lines, that it should be perpendicular to it. That surface we place to be perpendicular to the field lines. So that is what is called electric flux, which is represented by the symbol phi E. Phi is for flux and E it is for electric field. Okay, and as this is the flux, electric flux, we represent it as phi E, and it is a scalar quantity because it is only a number. It gives only the information of number of lines crossing the given area, which is kept normal to the field lines, you know. So it is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Now let us learn its expression, that phi E is expressed as E vector dot A vector. I will explain this one in detail in later section. It is cos theta. Let us take, in order to derive a unit, SI unit, E is electric field. You know, electric field is Newton per coulomb. Unit of electric field is Newton per coulomb, and this is area, you know, so it is meter square. So this is the way we derive the unit of SI unit of electric flux phi E. Okay. Now, and we have already learnt that this flux is a scalar quantity, and this can be either positive value or negative. Okay. Now let us learn what's the electric flux. Electric flux in uniform electric field. And before getting into the topic, we should learn the fact that, or we will recall the fact that we have learned already. You know, when the distance increases, now we have taken an area A, which is just closer to plus Q. Definitely here the number of crossing the given area will be more than the area when you choose as B here, because the distance increases. When the distance is closer, number of field lines crossing the given area will be more than the one which is at a greater distance from the charge. Now let us get into the next topic, electric flux for uniform electric field. Yes, it's very simple, you know. basic thing, uniform electric field which are parallel lines. Uniform electric field which are parallel lines. Here it is represented as E vector. Okay, and we have placed an area. Here, see, area is placed. Okay, now see, students, you must understand area, it is A. But area we say it is a vector quantity. Why do we say area as a vector quantity? It is multiplied by the magnitude of the area with the unit vector n cap. So, unit vector means it is always normal to the surface. So, this is the unit vector. Okay. என்ன புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னா ஏரியாங்கிறது ஒரு வெக்டர் குவாண்டிட்டி தான்ப்பா எப்பவுமே. அதுல ஏங்கிறது மேக்னிடியூட் ஆஃப் த ஏரியாவா இருக்கும். அதை ஒரு யூனிட் வெக்டரால மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணும்போது அது வெக்டர் குவாண்டிட்டியா மாறுது. யூனிட் வெக்டர் அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன? நம்ம எந்த ஏரியா எடுத்திருக்கோமோ அந்த ஏரியாவுக்கான ஒரு பெர்பெண்டிகுலர் லைன் ஆர் நார்மல் டு த சர்ஃபேஸ் வரைஞ்சோம்னா அதுதான் அதோட யூனிட் வெக்டர். Here it is represented as n cap. Okay. Now you know we have already learned what is flux, electric flux expression, that is phi is equal to E vector dot A vector, that it is represented as EA cos theta. Here theta represents angle between E vector and A vector. E vector and A vector. So A vector போது எந்த angle எடுத்துக்கணும்? n cap க்கு தான் எடுத்துக்கணும். அப்ப பாருங்க E vector ஓட டைரக்ஷனும் n cap ஓட டைரக்ஷன் எப்படி இருக்கு? See, E vector goes in this direction and n vector also has the same direction. So what is the angle if they go on in the same direction? Then angle between the parallel lines 0. And so here we get EA cos 0. Hope you understand. எப்பவுமே angle நீ வந்து you should not mistake that why area is kept perpendicular, but we have taken here 0 எடுத்துக்கிறோமே. You should not misunderstand it. இங்க நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறது நார்மலுக்கும் நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிட்ட ஏரியாவோட நார்மல் வெக்டர், அதாவது யூனிட் வெக்டருக்கும் E வெக்டருக்கும் இடையில உள்ள ஆங்கிள் தான். சரியா? அதனால தான் என்ன ஆகுது? ஆங்கிள் வந்து 0 ஆகுது. அப்ப cos 0ங்கல என்ன? 1, that is EA, that is phi E. Okay? Yes. Now let us take in the another position. In another position, it is again taken uniform field. Okay, and it is uniform electric field is represented as E vector. Here the area is taken in this position. So what about this is area. Area ன்னு போட்டோம்னா A ன்னு போடலாம். இது ஏரியா வெக்டர்னு போட்டோம்னா அப்ப அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும்? ஒரு நார்மல் வரையணும் இல்லையா? யூனிட் வெக்டர் n cap. இப்போ சொல்லு n கேப்புக்கும் E வெக்டருக்கும் உள்ள ஆங்கிள் என்ன இருக்கு? 90 டிகிரி. உள்ள ஆங்கிள் வந்து 90 degree. Okay, so here again we have to calculate what is phi is equal to EA cos 90. Appa this is going to be 0. Appa flux will be 0 when area is placed parallel, but here area vector is perpendicular to E vector. Okay, now in general, that is why in general we write how to express E vector. This is E vector and we need to write what is phi E. So here we place which is inclined at an angle A. Here it is represented by, it is N. Okay, as the area is here it is n cap. It is n cap. here it is inclined at an angle n cap theta. Angle between E and n cap is theta, and that is why electric flux is equal to E cos theta here, and it is A. That's why we write here, because here E cos theta is represented as E cos theta, and this is perpendicular, this is E sin theta. Yeah, it is E A cos theta. That is why we write phi E here, it is E vector dot A vector. Okay, so it varies according to the orientation. So finally we have learnt that the expression for electric flux phi E is equal to E vector dot A vector. Okay, so definition, we have learnt now the definition of electric flux and its unit and the
Welcome children. Today we are going to do two problems in the first lesson, 9th problem and the 10th problem in page number 78. Take the 9th problem. It is in page number 78. A spark plug in a bike or a car is used to ignite the air-fuel mixture in the engine. It consists of two electrodes separated by a gap of around 0.6 millimeter gap. To create the spark, an electric field of magnitude 3 into 10 power 6 volt per meter is required. What potential difference must be applied to produce the spark? If the gap is increased, does the potential difference increase, decrease or remains the same? Find the potential difference if the gap is 1 millimeter. Here what is given? The distance between the two electrodes is given. So write the data first. D is equal to 0.6 millimeter. Millimeter is expressed as 10 power minus 3 meter, and the electric field is equal to 3 into 10 power 6 volt per meter. This is the data given. So you are asked to calculate the potential difference first. So we know E is equal to minus dV by dr. That is the relation between electric field and potential. So this equation can also be written as V is equal to E into D, where dV is here dV is the potential difference and dr is the distance. So it can also be written as V is equal to E D. Therefore, substitute the values of E and D. 3 into 10 power minus 6 plus 6 into 0.6 into 10 power minus 3, and it is equal to 3 into 0.6 is 18, 1.8 into 10 power 3, or it is equal to 1800 volt. So this is the potential difference. So V is equal to 1800 volt. This is the answer for the first question. And in the same question, the second one is, if the gap is increased, does the potential difference increase, decrease or remains the same? So from this previous expression, V is equal to ED. For a given electric field, V is proportional to D. So if the distance increases, definitely V also increases. V also increases. Then the third one is, if the gap is 1 millimeter, that is new distance is given. If it is 1 millimeter, then what will be the potential difference? Therefore, V is equal to ED. What is the value of E? E is equal to 3 into 10 power 6 into 1 into 10 power minus 3, which is equal to 3 into 10 power 3, which is equal to 3000 volt. So this is the potential difference. The next problem is a 10th problem. Go through the problem. A point charge of 10 microcoulomb. Here a diagram is also given. Microcoulomb. This is a positive charge, and here is also a positive charge. Its value is also 10 microcoulomb, and at this point a negative charge is there. Take this point as A, 5 centimeter, 15 centimeter. Let us move to this position B, and its magnitude is minus 2 microcoulomb, 5 centimeter. Now listen to the problem. A point charge of 10 microcoulomb is placed at a distance of 20 centimeter from another identical point charge of 10 microcoulomb. A point charge of minus 2 microcoulomb is moved from point A to B. Calculate the change in potential energy of the system and interpret your result. So you have to calculate the change in potential energy. So write the data given. What is Q1? Q1 is equal to 10 microcoulomb, and Q2 is also equal to 10 microcoulomb. And what is Q3? It is minus 2 microcoulomb. And the distances are also given. So let us calculate what is the work done. That is, to move the charge from A to B, we have to do some work, and this work is stored as a potential energy. Therefore, the work done is equal to change in potential energy. Delta U is equal to UB minus UA. UB is a potential energy at B, and UA is a potential energy at A. and we know U is equal to VQ, that is work done is equal to VQ. So we can write this as VB minus VA into Q. So let us calculate what is the potential at the point A due to these two charges, because both the charges will have a potential at A. So let us calculate the potential at A. So VA is equal to V1 plus V2. What is V1? V1 is equal to the potential produced by the first charge, Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R1. R1 is the distance of the first charge from the point A. So what is the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught? It is 9 into 10 power 9. What is the first charge? 10 into 10 power minus 6. What is the distance? 5 centimeter. So you will get, so this will become minus 4. So it is 18 into 10 power 5 volt. So this is V1. Similarly, what is the value of V2? It is Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R2 is equal to, the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9. Q2 is again 10 into 10 power minus 6 meter, and the distance now is 15 centimeter. So this will become 10 power minus 4, 2, 3. So I will get 6 into 10 power 5 volt. So the value of V2 is equal to 6 into 10 power 5 volt. So what is the potential due to both these charges? It is 18 plus 6 into 10 power 5 volt is equal to 24 into 10 power 5 volt. This is the potential at the point A. Similarly, you have to calculate the potential at B due to these two charges. So what is VB? VB is equal to V3 plus V4. That is in the diagram. This is A and this is B. So both these charges Q1 and Q2, they have potential at the point B. Now this distance is taken as x1 and x2. This is 5 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter, and this is 15 centimeter. So at this point also you have to calculate the potential due to first charge and the second charge, and the potentials are taken as V3 and V4. Therefore V3 is equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught x1. So how will you calculate this x1 and x2? x1 squared is equal to, you can use Pythagoras theorem, x1 squared is equal to 5 centimeter square plus 5 centimeter square. 5 into 10 power minus 2 the whole square plus 5 into 10 power minus 2 the whole square is equal to 25 plus 25 into 10 power minus 4 or 50 into 10 power minus 4. This is a value of x1 squared, but we need x1. Therefore x1 is equal to 5 root 2 into 10 power minus 2 meter. So substitute the value of x1 here. What will you get? V3 is equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught x1 is equal to, the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9. Q1 is 10 into 10 power minus 6. And the value of x1 is 5 root 2 into 10 power minus 2. So this get cancelled and this will become 10 power minus 4. So I'll get 9, 2. Here this 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2 by root 2. This get cancelled into 10 power 5 is equal to 9 root 2 into 10 power 5 volt, or it is equal to, if you apply the value of root 2, you will get 12.73 into 10 power 5 volt. This is the value of V3. Similarly, calculate V4. V4 is equal to Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught x2. How will you calculate x2? X2 squared is equal to, from the diagram, 5 into 10 power minus 2 the whole square plus 15 into 10 power minus 2 the whole square, and it is equal to 25 plus 225 into 10 power minus 4 is equal to 250 into 10 power minus 4. Therefore, x2 is equal to 5 root 10 into 10 power minus 2 meter. Substitute the value here. The value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9. Q2 is 10 into 10 power minus 6. And the value of x2 is 5 root 10 into 10 power minus 2. So we will get 9. 10 can be written as root 10 into root 10 by 5 root 10 into 10 power, here it will become minus 4. So it will become 5. So 1 root 10 get cancelled and we get 9 root 10 by 5 into 10 power 5. It is equal to 5.69 into 10 power 5 volt. So this is the value of V4. Now what is VB? It is the sum of V3 and V4. So 12.73 plus 5.69 into 10 power 5 is equal to 18.42 into 10 power 5 volt. This is the value of VB. So we have calculated both VA and VB. Now we can calculate the work done. So work done or change in the potential energy is equal to VB minus VA into Q is equal to 18.42. Here it is Q3 minus 24 into 10 power 5 into the value of Q3 is minus 2 into 10 power minus 6. So I will get minus 5.68 into minus 2 into 10 power minus 1 is equal to 11.16 into 10 power minus 1 or 1.116 joule, or can simplify it as 1.12 joule. So this is the change in the potential energy, and from this value what do you understand? The positive sign implies that to move the charge minus 2 microcoulomb, external work is required. So the system spends its stored energy to move the charge from point A to point B. So this positive value, this is a positive value. This positive value indicates to move the charge, external work. To move the charge from A to B, external work is required. Thank you, children.